The engine of Emily Harper's car hummed softly as she pulled into the gravel driveway of her lakeside cottage in Sandpoint, Idaho. At 28 years old, 8 months pregnant, and under strict doctor's orders to rest after a recent health scare, Emily felt the weight of exhaustion in her bones. The salty breeze from Lake Pend Oreille brushed against her face. A fleeting moment of calm she'd been craving. This cottage, a cherished inheritance from her late grandfather, was her sanctuary, a place where she'd planned a baby shower to celebrate the new life growing inside her. Today was supposed to be a day of joy, surrounded by close friends, marking the countdown to motherhood. But as she stepped out of the car, cradling her belly, a chill of unease crept up her spine. A vibrant banner stretched across the porch caught her eye, its bold letters screaming, "Congratulations on your engagement, Olivia and Ethan." Her heart stopped. Emily blinked, hoping she'd misread it, but the golden balloon arch gleaming in the afternoon sun and the words "Olivia and Ethan forever" mocked her. The cottage, her sacred space, was draped in soft pinks and whites, transformed into a stage for her older sister Olivia's engagement party. No warning, no permission, nothing. Emily's breath hitched. At 28, she'd always been the quieter sibling, the one who avoided conflict. But this was different. The cottage was hers, left by her grandfather to be her refuge. She'd spent weeks planning her baby shower, handpicking organic gift sets for her guests, envisioning a day filled with love for her unborn daughter. Now, as she stood frozen, the reality sank in. Her family had hijacked her moment, stealing herself. Emily stepped forward, her sneakers crunching against the gravel. The front door was wide open, and unfamiliar caterers in crisp uniforms bustled about, carrying trays of hors d'oeuvres. The air buzzed with the aroma of rosemary roasted chicken and fresh baked pastries. Her eyes landed on a table near the entrance, where her carefully chosen gift sets were displayed, topped with thank you cards for Olivia's guests, as if they'd always belonged to this event. A cold fury coiled in her chest, sharp and unfamiliar, mingling with a deep, aching betrayal. What the hell is going on here? Her voice cut through the air, sharper than she intended. A nearby caterer flinched, but no one answered. From the living room, Olivia's high-pitched voice rang out. "More lighting over here. Ethan's parents want perfect shots for Instagram." The carefree lilt in her sister's tone sent a jolt through Emily. It was as if her existence didn't matter. She took a slow step inside, her heart feeling like brittle ice. The living room was a vision of extravagance. White and gold balloons floated above, fresh peonies spilled from vases, and a long table gleamed with crystal glassware. At the center stood Olivia, 32, radiant in a fitted blush dress, her makeup flawless, posing dramatically for a smartphone camera. Ethan, her fiancé, stood beside her, all charm and easy smiles. Emily's mother, Margaret, fussed over Olivia's dress, adjusting the hem like she was tending to a princess. Her father, Robert, usually reserved, was laughing heartily with Ethan's parents, his face glowing with pride over his eldest daughter's engagement. The room fell silent when Emily appeared in the doorway. "Emily, what are you doing here?" Margaret asked, her voice laced with unease. Emily's eyes narrowed. "Wasn't today supposed to be my baby shower? Why is it Olivia's engagement party?" Her voice trembled, but she stood tall, one hand protectively on her belly. Margaret cleared her throat, forcing a smile. "Sweetheart, we were worried about your health. The doctor said you needed rest, so we thought it best to skip the shower. And, well, since the cottage was available, we decided to celebrate Olivia and Ethan instead." Her mother's words were smooth, practiced, but they cut like a knife. "And you didn't think to ask me?" Emily's tone was icy now, her green eyes locked on her mother's. Margaret looked away, fidgeting with her bracelet. Olivia stepped forward, tossing her hair. "God, Emily, why the drama? You're pregnant, relax. Ethan's parents are here, and we're trying to keep things nice. Don't ruin the vibe." Emily's jaw tightened. "Olivia, this is my cottage. I inherited it from Grandpa. You had no right to use it without asking." Olivia rolled her eyes. "Seriously? You're pulling the property card now? The party's already started. Don't make a scene, It's not good for the baby. The subtle threat in her sister's words pushed Emily's anger to a boiling point. Is that a threat? Emily asked, her voice low and dangerous. Olivia shrugged. Just saying. If you freak out, it's not gonna look good. Keep it chill. For everyone's sake. Margaret chimed in, her voice hushed but sharp. Emily, you care about your image. Don't you? You wouldn't want your social media followers seeing you lose it while pregnant. Would you? Emily gave a bitter smile in her head. They had no idea the power she held. With over 800,000 followers as a lifestyle influencer. Her voice carried weight. She took a step back, pulled out her phone, and discreetly snapped photos, the banner with Olivia and Ethan's names. The lavish decorations, the gift sets repurposed for someone else's celebration. Olivia and Margaret, oblivious, returned to their chatter, thinking they'd silenced her. Unable to hold back, Emily spoke again, pointing to a floral wreath on the table. That wreath? I ordered it. The room froze. Ethan's mother, Linda, turned, her brow furrowed. And you are? Emily met her gaze, unflinching. Emily Harper, Olivia's sister. I own this cottage, and today was supposed to be my baby shower. The air grew thick with tension. Margaret jumped in, her voice overly bright. It's just a misunderstanding. Emily hasn't been well, so we made a last-minute change. That's all. Right, Emily? But Emily wasn't playing along. I'll explain everything properly in time. For now, the issue is that you're throwing a party in my cottage without my consent. Without another word, she turned, her hand gently on her belly, and walked toward the door. Margaret called after her, Emily, where are you going? But Emily didn't stop. Her steps were steady, purposeful. Outside, the lake's breeze brushed her cheek. Grounding her, she climbed into her car, shut the door with a soft click, and let out a long breath. For a moment, the tension in her body eased. We're okay, little one, she whispered, resting a hand on her belly. We're going to be okay. Her mind was clear, her resolve unshakable. This was her moment to take control. Emily pulled out her phone and dialed the Sandpoint Police Department. This is Emily Harper, she said when a calm male voice answered. There's a party happening at my property without my consent. I've also been verbally threatened. I'd like to report trespassing and request assistance. The officer's tone shifted to one of urgency. You're the legal owner? Yes. I have the deed, Emily replied. I've left the cottage for safety reasons. I'm 8 months pregnant. Understood, the officer said. Prioritize your safety. We'll dispatch a unit immediately. As she waited, Emily called her best friend, Sarah, 29, a nurse who'd planned to attend the baby shower but was sidelined by a hospital shift. Sarah, you won't believe this, Emily said, her voice steady despite the chaos. She recounted how her mother and sister had turned her baby shower into Olivia's engagement party. How they'd dismissed her and tried to bully her into silence. Sarah gasped. That's insane. Are you okay? I was shocked, Emily admitted, but now I'm just focused. I've called the police, and I'm sending evidence to Lauren, our lawyer friend. God, Emily, you're incredible, Sarah said. Send me the photos and recordings. I'll get them to Lauren. You just take care of yourself. Emily sent the files, her fingers moving with purpose. She could hear sirens in the distance now, a sign that her stand was about to shake things up. This cottage was hers, her daughter was hers, and no one, not her sister, not her mother, would take that from her again. The wail of sirens pierced the tranquil air of Sandpoint, Idaho, as Emily Harper sat in her car, her hands steady on the steering wheel. The lakeside cottage, her sanctuary, had just been violated by her family's audacity, her baby shower replaced by her sister Olivia's engagement party without a shred of permission. At 28, 8 months pregnant, Emily had reached her breaking point. Her call to the Sandpoint Police Department was no impulsive act, it was a line in the sand. A declaration that she would no longer be trampled. As the patrol car pulled into the gravel driveway, Emily felt a surge of calm resolve. This was her stand, and she was ready for the consequences. Inside the cottage, the festive mood shattered like glass. The officer, a tall man with a no-nonsense demeanor, stepped into the lavishly decorated living room, his badge glinting under the golden balloons. "This event is being held without the property owner's consent," he announced, his voice cutting through the murmurs of guests. "I'm going to need everyone to disperse immediately." The room froze. Olivia's face flushed crimson, her perfectly manicured hands clenching into fists. "Emily, how could you?" she hissed, her voice dripping with venom. "What am I supposed to tell Ethan's parents?" Emily stood her ground, her green eyes unwavering. "Stop trampling over my life just to preserve your image," she said coolly. The words landed like a slap. Ethan's parents, Linda and Mark, exchanged uneasy glances, their Instagram-ready smiles fading. Guests began to shuffle, gathering purses and jackets, their chatter replaced by awkward silence. Within 30 minutes, the cottage was nearly empty, save for the scattered remnants of the party, crumpled napkins, wilting peonies, and half-empty champagne flutes. Margaret, Emily's mother, stood with her arms crossed, her face a mask of barely contained fury. Robert, her father, looked away, his earlier pride replaced by discomfort. Olivia glared, speechless, as Ethan whispered something to her, his expression troubled. The officer turned to Emily, his tone professional but kind. "This seems like a family matter. I ask that no further disturbances occur. Resolve this privately going forward." Emily nodded, her hand resting protectively on her belly. "Thank you," she said softly. As the police left, the soft click of the cottage door echoed in the now silent space. A punctuation mark on the chaos. Olivia spun on Emily, her face contorted with rage. "What the hell is wrong with you? Emily? Did you have to blow this out of proportion? Who do you think you are?" Emily didn't flinch. "I'm someone protecting her home and her life," she replied, her voice steady as steel. Olivia's eyes darkened. "Your house? So what? That doesn't justify calling the cops. We're family. We could have talked this out. If you'd wanted to talk, you wouldn't have thrown a party behind my back." Emily shot back. The room fell silent, the weight of her words hanging heavy. Ethan turned to Olivia, his brow furrowed. "Is that true? You didn't tell her about this?" Olivia faltered, then snapped. "Oh, shut up, Ethan. You don't know anything. Emily's just playing the victim. As always, she's probably dying to cry about this to her followers online." Emily's lips curved into a cool smile. "Even if I were, it'd still be better than what you pulled." The air crackled with tension. Margaret's voice trembled as she spoke. "Emily, why would you humiliate us like this? You've made everything so awkward. We did this out of kindness." Emily's eyes narrowed. "Kindness? If this is your idea of kindness, then my daughter was just collateral damage for your vanity." There was nothing left to say. Emily turned and walked toward the door, feeling their glares burning into her back. She didn't look back. That night, she checked into a nearby hotel, the weight of the day pressing on her but her mind clear. Before bed, she opened her phone and crafted a post for her 800,000 followers. "Today was supposed to be my baby shower. Instead, I arrived at my own cottage to find it turned into my sister's engagement party without my knowledge or consent. I'm 8 months pregnant, and they pressured me to go along with it. What would you do?" She attached the photos, the banner, the repurposed gifts, the lavish decor, and hit post. Within minutes, comments flooded in, a tidal wave of outrage and support. By morning, the post had gone viral, picked up by news outlets, influencers, and viral roundup accounts. For Margaret and Olivia, who prized appearances above all, this was a devastating blow. The next day, Emily returned to the cottage. The living room was a wreck, balloons deflated on the floor, flower petals crushed, drinks abandoned. She began cleaning in silence, her movements deliberate. Her phone buzzed with a call from Lauren, her high school friend turned attorney. "I reviewed the evidence," Lauren said. "This is clear trespassing and emotional harassment. You could take legal action. Do you want to?" Emily paused, sinking onto the couch. "Thanks, Lauren. I'm not ready to file yet. But I need to think it through." Lauren's voice softened. "That's wise. Focus on your health and your baby. I'm here when you need me." Emily's phone rang again. "Margaret. What are you doing?" Emily? Stop posting on social media. You're humiliating yourself. Emily's voice was calm but firm. You hijacked my event and tried to intimidate me. This is how I deal with it now. Face the consequences. Margaret's protests continued, but Emily ended the call. Olivia's messages followed, frantic and pleading. Why would you do this? I'll apologize. Just take the post down. Emily read them in silence, whispering to herself, I won't let you control me anymore. She drafted another post. Thank you for your support. I'm okay, and my priority is my baby. I won't tolerate mistreatment from my family anymore. Your messages mean everything. The post amplified the storm, with strangers and locals alike condemning her family's actions. The next morning, Emily called Lauren. I'm ready. Proceed with formal notices. No gray areas. Lauren got to work, drafting a cease and desist letter barring Margaret, Olivia, and Robert from the cottage her direct contact. Emily also contacted the cottage's management company, formally restricting her family's access. This was her space, her daughter's future, and she would protect it. The notices were sent via express delivery, landing like a thunderbolt. Margaret emailed Lauren, begging to speak to Emily and apologize. But Lauren replied firmly, now is not the time. Refrain from contact. Olivia's engagement began to unravel. Ethan's family, appalled by the scandal, pressured him to reconsider, and the wedding was postponed. The very event Olivia staged to flaunt her status had backfired, tarnishing her reputation. 2 months later, Emily gave birth to a healthy baby girl, Ava, a week early but perfect. Holding her daughter's fragile body, hearing her tiny cry, Emily's tears fell freely. Mommy will always protect you, she whispered. Her followers showered her with congratulations, and she shared glimpses of her new life, her love for Ava radiating through every post. Her family remained silent, and Emily found peace in their absence. 6 months later, Emily sat in the cottage, Ava sleeping peacefully in her arms. The intercom buzzed, startling her. On the monitor, she saw Margaret, Robert, and Olivia at the door. Her heart stirred, but she was no longer the woman who cowered under their gaze. She opened the door, her expression calm. It's been a while, Margaret said nervously. Robert nodded silently. Olivia, visibly pregnant, looked down. May we come in? She asked. Emily nodded. Go ahead. In the living room, an awkward silence hung heavy. Margaret spoke first. I've been thinking about what we did. Emily, I'm so sorry. Robert added. We hurt you. We can never undo that. Olivia's voice was low. I'm pregnant. After the party, I wasn't feeling well and found out. Ethan and I postponed the wedding. I think I finally understand how you felt. I was selfish. I'm sorry. Emily looked at her sister, surprised but composed. I accept your apology, but things can't go back to how they were. You get that, right? Margaret nodded. We hope we can rebuild. Little by little, we see how strong you've become. Emily glanced at Ava's sleeping face. My daughter comes first. Just because we're family doesn't mean I'll accept injustice. That boundary stays. Robert spoke softly. That's fair. Emily gave a small smile. Then let's try. Slowly. I want Ava to know what respect looks like. It wasn't a full reconciliation, but it was a start. Emily no longer needed her family's validation. Her community of followers, her daughter's love, and her own strength had set her free. As they left, she squeezed Ava's tiny hand, whispering, I'll protect you always. The lake breeze drifted through the window, and Emily felt certain of her path, a new life defined not by her family's expectations, but by her own truth.